Today, I have not one but two 0 AD matches to bring you. You lucky people, it's a double bill.
Ross Solomon!
Greetings YouTube, welcome to 0 AD Newbie Rush. I'm Jim Kogan, and as I said at the top of the show, we have two games for you today, this being the first one in a bit of a continuing narrative, and that will become clear as we get to the second game. What we'll do is we'll introduce the players. Just a big thanks first of all to 0 AD player Effervescent, who submitted these games. He was a spectator, so he's not one of the players, so I can give him away straight away. And also big thanks to last week's submitter Hercule, who I completely forgot to mention at the end of the commentary to thank him for submitting it, so I said I would do this week. Thanks to Hercule for last week's game. Right, straight into it. It's 1v1. It's mainland small subalpine biome. And in the north, in the blue, we have CL2488. So not catchy names this week. CL2488 playing as Carthaginians, I believe, and I know nothing about them. Rating 1728, so a tidy player, it has to be said. Made a fairly sort of standard start here. We have wood lines going up, everybody going over there to build a house quick, and we have 6 women and the berry upgrade plus cavalry hunting chickens. Contrast that with the player in the red in the south. We have BML 304. I told you it wasn't catchy player names this week. CL2488 and BML 304. I'm going to mess that up, I'm sure, and fuse them together. But what is evident is BML 304, rating of 1511, playing as the Ptolemies, has gone immediately in for cavalry. There are 5 of them, 5 cavalry archers. Is utilising the nearest wood line, hunting lots and lots of hunt that is within the base as well with the cav, and no farmstead either. It's 4 women on the berries, so, and 3 more cav on the way. Population wise, obviously it takes longer to produce cav, so CL2488 has gone into a slight lead population wise. It's all female citizens, no additional soldiers. Looks like 1 extra soldier possibly. No, maybe not. No, that's what they started with. So population of 27 plays a population of 24. So it looks like we're going to see a rush from BML 304 quite possibly early on, and a more economic approach from CL2488. And it will be interesting to, as I said that.
Yeah, see?
3 lots of cav got launched out of CL2488's base, so he has gone for a cav-based approach as well. Less than half the amount of cavalry that BML 384 has got, though, so it's 11 cavalry units out on the field now for BML 304. Population still close, 30 plays 24. But this is the headline stat at the moment. 11 cav plays 4. And who is going to go in for a bit of a raid or hassle first? It looks pretty clear that it's going to be BML 304 who's going to cast the first aggressive move. Is it all 11 cavalry's committed to? They are. They're going in. They are trying to engage the 7 cavalry now that CL2488 has got. He's retreating to the CC, so there'll be fire from the CC, getting everybody else to safety. There's a few easy targets there. It gets the women inside the CC, so you can't go near the CC with those cav. They'll get picked off. So already a few of them have taken a bit of flak from the CC. The cav are back out for CL2488, so he's holding steady in this area of strength. And they go in to engage. I think BML 304 is perhaps, he doesn't fancy the fight, even though there's half the cavalry there nearly. From distance he does, obviously with the range that the archers have got. Both players now, I thought he was going to lose that last one.
Yeah, see?
It's a cat and mouse game at the moment. It looks like BML is content to keep distance, is looking for soft targets. CL is playing a shrewd game. He's keeping his distance, not putting anybody in the firing line. BML has to go around and look for softer targets. He's got women up here. There is a house for them to dive into. There's only one house and 6 women. They are looking for a way in and not exactly finding it. In the meantime, CL2488 has decided to phase up really early. We are on 4 minutes 50. Well, it was about 4 minutes 50 when he pressed the button. Yeah, 4 minutes 47. And BML is keeping his population ahead. Neither are adding to their cavalry numbers. Research technologies, it's only the, I think it's just the food gathering upgrade that one of them has taken. So I would expect somebody to pull ahead. Oh, it looks like CL2488 has pop capped himself. So this is where you see mistakes being made. This has gone on quite a while. There is a house now going up, so they've realised. And the cav of BML are now going round to the opposite side. Soft targets over here. There are 9 women and a couple of archers. He knows they must be somewhere. So he's found them. So it could be a few easy kills here. They go scampering away to safety. He's lost 1. But now, obviously, CL knows exactly where they are. And they get to get a few shots in as they run away. It's interesting to know how long this will go on for. I think, yeah, there's the first loss. So no real advantage gained by BML. And the populations are even Stevens. CL2488 has completely phased up now to 2, so we may start seeing phase 2 buildings going down early. In terms of production, I don't think he's even got barracks yet, has he? No, he hasn't. It's producing more women, so he's having to defend. What's BML doing? Let's have a look down here. So building his structure has got the barracks. The barracks is producing, so I would expect BML to start pulling ahead. I was worried he may not be able to macro and micro at the same time, but he's just coming round to this side, finding the vulnerable areas, and it's causing a problem. You can do this for so long until you have to concentrate a bit on your own macro, and getting carried away managing an ongoing raid can be difficult. There's also a lot of hunt. There's not a lot of hunt unclaimed. It looks like CL has claimed all the hunt, so the horses just recovering in the CC. They provide a line of defence if BML decides to go in for something close. There will be arrows coming out the CC. He is still hanging around here, down to 10 camels. Now BML, he's going back in again. I think he senses this is a vulnerable area. The cav are out and they're obviously looking to respond, so he's laying a bit of a trap. I think it's naive to think you should be able to get away with this 3-2. He's done it twice. He's got a couple of kills that way. But is this a counter-strike?
Yes.
This is interesting. So while BML's cavalry are up here and there are no soft targets in the vicinity, CL2488 is looking to launch a counter. He's run straight into quite a lot of infantry though, so I think this may possibly backfire. He's got some kills. He's got 5 kills, 6 kills for the loss, 8 kills for the loss of 5. It's turning into a slaughter. He's now into the infantry, so he should really probably pull out at this point. But it looks like it's a mix of pikemen and slingers. 15 kills placed 6, so they definitely have won this exchange. The cav come back, and I think CL now we run straight into the cav, so he has to fight this out. It's been really well played by CL2488 now. He's got I think he's got BML on the run. He's countered that brilliantly and inflicted damage, and has now pulled out a population lead. So 70 plays 50, 67. He's just pressed a button on 10 units. But yeah, that will have hurt BML 304. So wasn't able to maximize wasn't able to maximise his attack going forward, and then got caught cold on the counter quite severely, and is now behind in this game. Credit to him, he's catching up fast. Remarkably, I don't think CL2488 has got a barracks yet, so he's done pretty well to get his numbers to this sort of level. It's mass producing Carthaginian women. He's also got some heavy cavalry there, so it's a good mix of troops. Where are the rest of them going? They're going back in again. Still no sign of BML phasing up. I think he's going for the magical 100. He's going to run straight into infantry here.
Yeah, Steve.
Don't think he's got any soft turn. Might get one kill. There's a guy very close to death. He's gone into the middle of the CC, so this could pay dividends, or he could lose all his horses. They're right next to the CC. There are 8 cavalry units in the CC, so there will be fire coming in, but this is a mass load of kills. 34 kills for only 8 losses. And it is not going well. It doesn't matter if he really loses these now. He has totally crippled BML's infrastructure here. Look at it. It's 41 kills for the loss of 12. Now he's losing a few, but still come out with 6 horses. And then, I mean, one of them is nearly knackered. Look at that. He needs to get back and rest up. But BML 304 back down to 59 units and in trouble. In massive trouble. Yeah, Steve. He could probably go back in and take these infantry out if he did. Oh, he's sending 2 in just to check. More reinforcements coming. So they're going in again. I think he'll have to change his mind there. He does, so he pulls away. Is that the end of the raiding? In the meantime, how close is CL 2488 from phasing up? Not showing any real kind of motivation to at the moment. He's got an Iberian embassy, which is where that heavy cavalry came from. So it hasn't gone for a traditional barracks as such. Is the attack still going on? He's got these guys as a lookout over here. He's got another 8. Oh, are these all the heavy? Yeah, another 8 heavy cavalry there. It does not look good. He needs some towers here. He's not built any. These guys are hard as nails, so if he goes to the right there, he's got 17 unprotected females. As he's found them. This is going to be slaughter. He just left them completely unprotected and he found them. And that is now 48, 50, 51, 52 and rising kills 53, just for the loss of a dozen horses. 56, he may even get to 60. I think BML 304 has lost the will to fight here. This is turning into a massacre. He's not helping himself, to be honest. He has got people in the CC, so they are shooting these guys up, but the losses that he's inflicting, and they can get out through that little gap. They're now going to run into a staged attack here, and he'll lose a few, and that surely is the end of that raiding. He's still got 12 calves, so he's still got another load of calves resting up. Look, he's created a load more. He's got another 10 there. He's got another 8 in the CC, and another few just retreating. So this is constant. PML 304 hasn't even got out of phase 1. He's back down to a population of 64. CL 2488 is happily in phase 2. I think this is his plan. I think he's just going to produce enough cav to go out there and literally break his spirit here. I can't see BML 304 being able to build fast enough. He's still not putting any defensive structures down. A couple of sentry towers here with a guy in them would help. He's not left anything unprotected here. That is 18 cavalry now coming in this time. Every time he gets them out the CC, in come another wave of cavalry. He's going to kill the miners, I think. Is he going for the miners first? Yeah, this is just murderous, and there are more coming in. It's been a slaughter, hasn't it? It's been an absolute slaughter. 70 kills now for the loss of 19. And BML 304 is just being strangled by this raiding. Must be absolutely demoralizing to have this happen to you. Especially when you started the more aggressive and went in for the early raid. To have it not pay off and then to have it basically to have your ass handed back to you on a plate the way that CL2488 is doing. More kills now. This is crazy. Is CL2488 actually, well, he's pop capped himself, showing no signs of really wanting to sort of go any further with this than trying to win it in what is effectively phase 2. It's just a constant stream. He's now going for captures. So he's going to capture this storehouse. He's just out of range from the CC. Women come back out. It's very, very dangerous. Population back up to 68 for BML, but 143 now. He's captured that one. Is he going to destroy it? Yeah, there it goes. They came out CC and CL2488's cav just murdered them. So pretty devastating, but again, still no additional defensive structure. Not putting infantry in specific locations to stop this. The heavy cavalry are tough. They're now taking fire again, but all of BML's attention. Population back down to 65. He can produce a few women. He brings them all out now, but they are still sitting targets. And there's more cavalry on the way, and at least one mercenary swordsman. So, and still no urge to push further. His wood lines are now getting pretty disparate, but he's got other places. There's a market going down. So CL2488 is starting to. I think he feels he's sufficiently ahead. He can just keep doing this. If he gets to phase 3, produces a few siege engines and a hero, it's game over. So he's given himself absolutely 100% a manageable winning position from here. It's his to lose if somehow he loses this. But I cannot see it. I think he's got him under the cosh. He's got soldiers having to rebuild fields over here. And look at this, it's like a firing squad. Basically, they're just waiting for targets. He's now building a fence, but he's going to be building a fence right through these horses that are already there. So any builders there are just going to get taken out. There we go.
Yeah, Steve.
It's mostly women. That's more kills. He's going to get his 80th kill, surely. No, they just about ran to safety in time. Here we go. 80 kills for 22 losses and achieved total disruption. Again, CL2488 is now starting the city phase. He's starting on 1630, so it's quite slow compared with how we would normally see in an economy game, but this has not been an economy game. More horses coming in up here. He really does back those heavy Iberian cavalry to get the better of basically vanilla infantry. So it's coming from both sides now, and it is pretty desperate for BML 304. Are they pulling back now for a big push? Let's see. That's Temple going up. We've got Market. He's reached city phase. Is he going to go straight for a siege workshop or fortress, or is he going to build a base right next to BML's territory and take him down? I'm not sure. He could do anything, basically. He could do whatever he wants to BML 304, and he'd probably still win this game. Fortress going down, so I suspect that will be hero, maybe will to fight. And that will turn what has been already a one-sided game into a bit of a mass slaughter. BML's population not allowed to get above 70. It's back down in the 60s again as another wave of slaughter comes in. 18 minutes, 16 seconds into it. It's been quite a display. you would have to say possibly BML somewhat the architect of his own downfall. There are weaknesses in his defensive play. And building a fence here is not really going to stop this kind of thing. You needed towers all around, other structures that are going to keep your population safe and fire back at the enemy whilst developing, and he's not done that. He's not been able to, he's not been allowed to. So we're going through the motions now. I would be expecting BML 304 to resign pretty fast. He's down to a population now of 48. This is the lowest it's been in quite a while. 126 kills, plays 32, still rising for CL2488. Seeing up here, we're seeing the hero. Yeah, they're going nowhere, are they? He's got 35 cavalry, so he has a rotation of cavalry that can come in if needed. They are... Where are they at the moment? They're probably being... Are they back in a... Oh, there we go. Absolutely. BML 304 has resigned. Let's have a look at the summary. I mean, the scores tell the story. 5,070 for CL2488 and only 2,666 for BML 304. Interesting game. Right, now the narrative of this is, I believe we're going to see a follow-up game in a minute of CL2488 and see if he can repeat that tactic. Let's have a look at how everybody did. Where did it get lost? So they were pretty much even. In terms of production, they were pretty much even, well over 10 minutes. But if we look at populations, I think we will see that first major dip there. That is the first time that CL2488 round home his advantage. That was a successful raid. And thereafter... his population soared, while BML 304's population never really got, in fact didn't get above 70. And when the end came, it was brutal. Didn't even require siege. It was just an attritional grinding down through the use of that heavy cavalry, the mercenary cavalry, which seemed to be almost completely impervious to arrow fire from the CC, able to carry out attacks for longer in the field, slaughter the infrastructure and the female unit of BML 304, and it was a comprehensive victory with a kill-death ratio of 3.81, plays just 0.26. I feel a bit sorry for BML 304. He started with an aim to try and do the same, basically, to CL2488. He went in there with 11 cavalry archers, but they could not find the targets, and all the time CL2488 had a plan and then launched a deadly counter, and BML 304 never recovered. Right, quick jump cut and we'll get to the next game. And we're straight into game 2. Here we go. So, you will note... Same player, CL2488, again playing as the Carthaginians, exactly the same setup. This is literally the next match that he did. Effervescent was watching as a spectator. So, looks like he's going for a similar strategy. Woodline, Farmstead going down. Berries there, I would expect him to get the berry upgrade. But this time, so yeah, that's CL2488. In the north, as we said, rating is 1728, everything else the same as the previous game. His opponent this time in the south, in the red, is Joffersloft. Is it Joffersloft? Joffersloft. I'm probably going to mess that up as well. Rating is 1779, so that little bit better. In fact, a higher rating. So we will see, will CL2488 attempt exactly the same strategy? Is he going to come up against something a bit different this time? Spartans, so quite possibly. I don't think he'll have his way with the Spartans. Joffersloft has gone for Farmstead, no berry upgrade. He's got how many women? 7 women on it, collecting the berries, and first house has gone down. He's got a wood line down here.
Yeah, see?
And he has forged ahead in terms of population. 24, it's now 24 all, so they're pretty much even Stevens at this stage. Any upgrades? He's not gone for upgrades or wood gathering yet. And CL2488 has got the gathering upgrade, so he's using less. Well, he's only using 1 less, 6 women on the berries. He's got a guy doing a bit of scouting here. No sign of a cavalry-based approach at the moment. I think this is what he's doing. He's sending him around looking for where the hunt is, and there will be some cavalry. So it's a good tactical move. We've seen Valorant do this quite a lot. We've seen Weird Jokes do this in his tutorial on this channel about cav rushes. If you want to sort of maximize where your cavalry go when they're created, find the hunt with a quick bit of scouting, and there's loads of it over here. Not so much for Jofflesoft, but has he got extra cav? No, he's not going for any extra cav. CL2488 started producing them already. We're seeing gentle scouting, I think, from Jofflesoft. He's looking for where the hunt is. Is he going to go all the way up and check out the base? Is he going to see what he's doing? Interesting incursion. He's found the blue line. I think he's looking for soft targets, but just wanting to see the lay of the land. So he's entered into the territory. He'll start taking flak from the CC very soon. I think he's found an easy kill there from distance. No, he's just a mild wounding, but it's stopped that house from going up immediately. Yeah, but he's taken 50% damage, over 50% damage, and he's seen this part of the base, so he's done a bit of scouting. Population-wise, still that slight advantage for Jofflesoft. He's got 34. It's now switched again as CL2488 produces another load. That brings up to 35. Cavalry 7 plays 3, so they are both producing a little bit of cavalry. They've both found the hunt nearby. Good placement of farms over here to minimise the travel distance. Is he still scouting? No, this is all hunting. They've got a lot further to go to the farm, so they found the hunt early. They're all coming in, trying to sort of shepherd the deer towards the base, so trying to minimise the distance that way. There is a farmstead over here, but it is a longer travel. But it is a reasonable location, so good play from both players. They're 48 now plays 40. And we're seeing a little bit of infantry being made early by CL2488, so I think he anticipates an attack. It's archers, so maybe able to take things out from distance. That's another farm going down there because there is hunt nearby. First barracks going up here. It's Jofflesoft who's putting it down. And again, CL2488 has started the town phase early. This is obviously his plan, is to get those mercenary cav out as soon as possible. So it's interesting. I don't know if it's going to be as successful in this game against the competitor he's up against. I think just the look of the structure here and the balance, and the fact that he's pulled ahead in terms of eco, I think Jofflesoft will be able to defend. So 4 minutes 54, even faster than the last game. CL2488 has gone to phase 2. We're seeing more scouting, a few incursions here. The cavalry are chasing him, and I'm expecting to see a raid fairly soon. This looks like it. He's gone in first, not waiting for a raid to happen. There's the first kill, and first blood to CL2488. He has got one of the cav units. A whole load of infantry and cav come out to oppose it. Who is going to come off better on this excursion? Immediately CL2488 has to withdraw, takes a few losses. I think he's not going to be allowed to do what he wants in this game. And there ends that raid. It's 2 kills, plays 1. They're sitting back, so they will definitely be going back in. I can't see many... Yeah, there's not many soft targets. There's 7 infantry units down here protecting the 12 women. No exposed female citizens on this side. And there's 31 women surrounding the CC. There is still a cav unit inside, so there will be additional firepower. And it looks like CL288 has just gone back to hunting. He is still making some cav. He's got 6 of them. Have we seen... Yeah, there it is. We are seeing the heavy cavalry being produced now from the Iberian embassy. So it's not quite a carbon copy of what he did in the last game, but it's now developing similarities. So will this cost him? The one thing we saw last time was at the expense of any Phase 2 buildings for a long time. CL2488 focused on producing this very capable, heavily armoured, very dangerous cavalry unit and throwing them in waves, and that looks like what he's planning to do. We have another barracks going up there. The population gap is going to be the thing here. It's 81 plays 65. And in terms of infantry, 17 infantry units by Joftasoft, and they are focusing at the top there. What's this here? That's another storehouse for mining. There are a lot of female citizens there, but they are being outweighed by infantry. And over this side, again, it's 7 infantry. I suspect he will come around. Is he going to try and capture this farmstead? No, he's ignoring that. He sees the barracks going up. The barracks isn't quite up. They're into the attack. The infantry come in and he has to abandon. It doesn't get to further stop the building of the barracks. He's gone in for the female citizens. He's in and amongst the CC. It's the same story as last time at the moment. It's 12 kills, plays 2. So you'd have to say history appears to be repeating itself. Joftasoft is going to get to Phase 2. They've destroyed the there's little walls going around the outside to make them less vulnerable. It's a damaging attack, but it's not a crippling attack. He's still got a huge lead as Joftasoft. He's got he is 81 plays 69 units, and it hasn't really slowed him down. He may need to produce a few extra female citizens. He's building these angled walls around the CC to stop the cav getting in. I would imagine defense towers are going to play a part of this. He's in Phase 2 now. So I expect to see the biggest weapon of CL2488 being somewhat blunted by this tactical approach from Joftasoft. So let's see how it goes. The lead is closing up a little bit. It's 85 plus 75, so there's only 11 in it at the moment. Both in Phase 2. Are we starting to see Phase 2 buildings? We're starting to see additional barracks now from it's a half-built house, but not finished. Are we seeing any additional Phase 2 buildings from what we got here? Double storehouses and a bit of a slowdown in production. Most stuff still coming out of the CC. Has got a barracks that's producing. This one hasn't properly been utilised yet. They're now coming out in 2s. And a lot of infantry at the top there. So I think the continued raiding... He has got 16 cavalry now, so similar approach to what we're seeing, and he's coming in with increasing numbers. Still no defence towers, which is surprising. I would have thought maybe defence towers on the inside of the boundary here would have done the business, but it does mean it's more difficult to get in with these melee cavalry. So they need to be close to do the damage, and they aren't at the moment. But there are infantry units in there. There is still a cavalry unit inside the CC. Where are they going? They're just scouting around. Population gap has remained, or it's actually increased. So Joftasoft has increased his numbers. It's 112 plays 90. And I think in terms of development, it's perhaps not going to be going CL2488's way. He's not going to be able to come in through this corner. Is he going to attack the fences and try and go through? He's going to try and capture this barracks. There is a unit in it. They may get the capture. It's going to get reinforced now, so that will stop that. There's still quite a lot of numbers there. He's had to pretty much give up on that. They can leap out and now start causing him bother. They decide not to. It's a more or less fully garrisoned barracks, and of course, as we saw in the recent feature on the Boongui mod, Joffersoft has actually pop-capped himself at 120. Yeah, everywhere he goes, he's running into greater numbers. So this approach is now not getting the results. He has got 20 kills to 10, so it is still 2-1, but not making the inroads he was making that we saw in the last game. But yeah, while these guys are while they're in the barracks, they will be increasing their experience levels. So when they come out of here, they will be a lot tougher than when they went in. So it's a clever move. Still persisting with this, with the heavy cavalry. So another wave coming in this side. There are not many easy targets, and he really needs to be focusing on getting his own numbers up. Nobody's really pushing hard for phase 3 at the moment. Joffersoft needs another 2 phase 2 buildings. In come the cavalry again. There are a few female citizens in there. There are extra kills being had, but it's 26 plays 16, still 1.6 kill death ratio, but no way in this side. They can have a go at the walls, but they're taking fire as they're doing it. You can see the arrows coming out of the CC. There are ranged infantry here. So yeah, that's a. I mean, he's almost got through the wall, but he's now lost 2 more horses for it. He's not doing a phased attack from 2 sides. They're going back in again, looking for easy targets. There's 2 infantry there. They're going to lead them right into a trap, I think. It's the numbers, isn't it? 140 plays 110. I think CL2488 needs to change his game plan, and fast. This has become an economy game. He's made it so by defending well. Still, he's committed to this. It's wave after wave. I wonder if he just doesn't know that he has not got the same kind of advantage that he had in the last game. He has not stopped. Is that market going to get up in time? Very gradually. We're 13 minutes in. We're still in phase 2, both sides. The market's gone up. No towers. I'm really surprised that defense towers have not turned out to be the proposed method of defense for this. No criticism. Joffersoft is defending really well against this. What we've just seen is a proven tactic. They're going to try and get through that wall. They're into the infantry here, so could be classed as a breakthrough, but they're pinned in from both sides by infantry. They are going to lose a few female citizens here, but it's 35 kills plays 24. It's negligible, and there's still nearly a 50 lead in terms of population. I think it's 40 exactly at the moment. A little more, actually 30. But it's a significant lead. But the Cav are getting worn down by the numbers, and this isn't really hurting Joffersoft. He is still pressing ahead. He's now going to phase 3. He's killed the cavalry. There are still 16 cavalry units in reserve, but that should be the warning that CL2488 needs to know that this cavalry tactic is running out of steam. He's still using it. He's still sending them around. Joffersoft is going to be in phase 3 in 2 seconds. We're already seeing more barracks going down. So it's going to be numbers that wins this game, not raiding. He's not giving himself the advantage. I think he needs to focus his sole efforts now on economy. He's now getting, the phase 3 buildings down. He just needs stone. His stone gathering efforts need to be ramped up. They're small at the moment. So possibly if he uses the market he could get that up. But another raid coming in.
Yeah, Steve.
Every time he does this, although there are minor successes to be had, he's killed more troops than his opponent. He is falling further behind in population, so he is being held at arm's reach.
Yeah,
And
Steve.
the type of units he's coming up against now are getting stronger. They've been in the barracks for quite a while. There is the blacksmith, and they're being armed up as well. I don't know if we can say that CL2488's troops have been strengthened to that degree. Trying to stop that siege workshop going down. They may well deny it, but at what cost? Losses are almost even now. It's 44 kills for 41 losses, but I mean, siege workshop's just going up straight away again. Yeah, there it is. They're coming back in.
Yeah, Steve.
Are they going to try and deny it for a second time? I think Joflasoft is absolutely happy for this to go on. Oh, as I said, this CL2488 is having to barter for metal and stone. Still not able to get up to... he's taken more losses now. It's now swung Joflasoft's way. He's got the population. 188 plays 133. He's got more kills. 53 plays 50. And yeah, down to 4 cav units. So the cav approach has failed. He's now starting the city phase. He's got more cav coming out. How long is he going to persist with that approach? It's not working for him. Still trying to disrupt the flow, but it's a relentless march forward by Joflasoft. So the writing kind of looks on the wall at this stage with the advantage that Joflasoft has got. It's been unspectacular, but it's been really, really effective. He's just known how to defend against this kind of attack, and he's done so brilliantly. And I think we're seeing slightly one-dimensional play now from CL2488. It worked so brilliant for him in the last game, and now it's not working at all. With a watchtower down here, so if he comes down this way, he will know about it straight away. He does. Looking for a way in, and there are no easy ways in to use that unit's principal advantages. Straight into a trap. This side, it's 26 infantry units head him off at the pass. One of them goes for if they're just running the gauntlet. This is suicide. There is so much infantry in there, and they're cutting them down. And and we've got an attack at the top. It's a huge infantry push, and siege has gone on. So yeah, this is the push forward by Joflasoft. This could be the knockdown blow. CL2488 has gone in for towers, but the siege are on him. And has he got any cav? Well, that heavy cav would have been good for disarming these siege engines. They're all pretty much dead now. He sacrificed the last of them in that raid, and now there is very little that's going to oppose this army. It's going to be a knockdown, surely. So swung on an instant, not even producing any additional siege. He's totally, there we go. CL2488 saw what had happened and resigned. So one big push when he was ready, and CL2488, he had the cavalry units that could have stopped the siege, which is the great irony of this. But he spent ages, maybe more so than he should have done, when it was clear that tactic was not going to work. Could not reconvert back to an eco game and a building an army game. Interesting. But look at the scores there. 7,135 plays 4,356. So we've seen a tactic that can work against somebody who isn't able to defend close quarter near the CC. We've seen that work brilliantly for CL2488, but we've also seen a very, very strong display from Joflasoft as to how to counter that. And he did so absolutely brilliantly. Now, I believe the backstory to this is Joflasoft was also spectating with Effervescent in the first game. and told Effervescent exactly how he would counter that tactic, and then challenged CL2488 to the next game, and then put that strategy perfectly into practice. That is the story that I've heard from Effervescent, and he submitted both games and said it would be really, really good if you could show them back to back as part of a narrative. They were short games, I think one just over 20 minutes, one just under. And I thought, what the hell, why not? Double bill. So there we go. Let's look at how that game actually broke down. Obviously, we've seen the scores, 7,135 plus 4,356. The kill-death ratio ended up completely in Jofraslov's favour, 2.44. But as you'll recall, at one point it just switched basically as soon as Jofrasov had enough numbers to stop the small groups of sort of 8 or so cavalry coming in. The trade up for kills to losses switched completely right there and then. Let's have a look at the numbers again, see how it went, because I think populations really is the key here. Jofrasov began cementing a population lead early on. Big jump here, round about the sort of 3 or 4 minute mark. CL2488. I've managed to say it right every time, but I have to refer to his name because I can't remember the sequence of numbers. CL2488 went with his strategy of putting down the Iberian embassy to produce that the hard as nails melee cavalry, the mercenary cavalry, but this time it just did not work. Round about, you could see where there's a dip in population. He got kills there, he got fewer kills there, but all of the time there's this big straight line burst of production of units where CL2488's dropped off. That is a point when it didn't go wrong. He lost all his cav and came off worse. And he persisted with it, and come the end, it was a slaughter. The troops were stronger, there were more of them. He had siege units. He only produced 2 siege units, only needed 2 siege units. 65 cavalry produced, pretty much. In fact, all of them completely slaughtered. Yeah, well played. So Jofraslof, I've never seen him play before, I don't think. I'm struggling to remember. He may possibly have been a team player. You deal so many team games, you tend to forget, but I don't remember seeing Jofraslof. Certainly haven't covered them recently. Tidy player. Interesting tactic from CL2488, evidently against an inexperienced player, or somebody just not geared up for that kind of attack. It was devastating. His first opponent in the first game was by no means a newbie, but it did for him. But came up against a bit of an immovable object in Jofraslof. 2 very entertaining games. Massive thanks to Effervescent for submitting them. I don't normally do double bills because they take so long and my voice tends to wear out. But I thought this was a good one. Now, just a final message. If you're watching this very early on the Sunday of the day it's released, or watching the premiere, most people tend to have stopped watching by this point of my commentaries. But later on today, there is a 0 AD team match being recorded by myself. I'll have co-commentary from 0 AD player and friend of the channel, Weird Jokes. We are going to be recording the match live. It will not be streamed, so you will not be able to see it as it happens. I'm not quite set for live streaming yet because there's just so much technically that can go wrong with it. I do like to have the safety net of recording. But yeah, it's going to be a dual kind of, well, I don't want to say dual commentary. I'm going to be the commentator. Weird Jokes is going to be like my technical analyst and pundit type alongside me while we do the commentary. It's going to be a team game. We've invited a few people to turn up, but do show up. If you might make one of the lineups for the game. It's going to be a well-balanced game, and you will see the results of that in a future episode of Newbie Rush. And if it goes well, we may make a regular thing of that. I may even go in for streaming. Who knows? We'll see. A lot can go wrong with streaming, so I've been not brave enough to do it yet, but maybe we'll see how these recorded games go with live commentary, and we'll take it from there. But it would be lovely to see. There will be some limited spectator slots in the game, and of course you will see the finished results right here on 0AD Newbie Rush. But that's it for this week. Possibly see you later then if you're watching this on the day of the live game. If not, and you're watching this at some indeterminable point in the future, probably the next game in the YouTube feed will be the one that I've just been talking about. But all of this is probably irrelevant because you're watching it at some point in the future. But that's all for this week. I hope you enjoyed both games. Please do leave your feedback. We are trying to hit the 550. Well, we're trying to hit 500 subscribers. We're just about on 450 at the moment. If we get 500 subscribers, it opens up community options in YouTube, and we can have a lot more dialogue and a lot more interaction between ourselves and me and the viewers. So we're pushing for that. So do subscribe if you haven't already. Please do like the video, and I want to hear your comments on the games, how you thought it went. Have you ever used CL2488's tactic, maybe for this Civ or with something similar, getting strong melee cavalry out? Has it worked for you? And what do you think of Jofloslov's way of countering it? It was pretty good, wasn't it? I thought. But love to hear from you. Until next time, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a comment, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon to be notified of future episodes. If you'd like one of your matches featured on the show, see the video description of how you can submit your replays. And if you can't wait for the next episode, then why not check out these playlists in the end titles for more replays, commentary, and tutorials on 0AD Newbie Rush. I'll see you in the next video.